Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Final arguments are given in the hearing IPI versus CCC. Also tonight, some big news as the lagoon is finally empty of the broken down yacht. And some concerns are expressed on one of the House bills. Find out what it is. In sports, NMI men's tennis survives while other seeds say bye-bye. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Looking for a truck that's reliable, durable, and a great value? Then drive Tacoma. Tacoma is Saipan's most popular truck. Look around. Everyone drives Tacoma. That's because 9 out of 10 Tacoma trucks sold over the last 10 years are still on the road. If you drive a truck for work or play, you need Tacoma. Good looks, rugged styling with the latest technology, and power when you need it. After all, Saipan is Tacoma territory.
Half a day, Tiruwami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Thursday, July 11th, 2019. Imperial Pacific International versus Commonwealth Casino Commission gave their final arguments today in court. In the courtroom of Associate Judge Kenneth Govindo, Imperial Pacific International and the Commonwealth Casino Commission gave their closing arguments. IPI stating certain parts of their tax information dating 2015 to 2018 should be kept confidential, but is willing to release certain parts of their monthly statements.
I think the most important message that we wanted to convey is that we need to be provided with clarity. Clarity so that we know what we do. I think I gave an example in the beginning of an Open Government Act request for the same information. It was released, not released, and then admitted into evidence. So even that simple thing as the Open Government Act request can be confusing.
And CCC stating it is the law for them to release all of IPI's tax information as presented in the Public Law 19-24.
To the press, I think the executive director is quite pleased that the court has been paying particular attention to the facts of this case and the law. Like the court said, it's first impression in the Commonwealth, and so whatever decision he makes, it's going to be the first statement of the law in the Commonwealth, so it's probably going to be reviewed quite closely by each side. And we're grateful that the guidance and the clarity that we hope the court's order will provide.
The extended temporary restraining order granted by Judge Govindo is still in effect until July 19th, where he says he will then make the ultimate decision as to whether the TRO will be quashed and all of IPI's tax information will then be made available to the public. Judge Govindo says he feels there is room for compromise between the two sides' ongoing concerns about proprietary information that could be redacted, and feels it's not tax information that IPI wants to hide.
These are complex issues. These deal with constitutions, and we just need to make sure that everyone, not just IPI, but even the government, everyone follows the law. But before we can follow the law, we need to know what the law is and how it applies.
Judge Govindo has 8 more days to decide whether CNMI House of Representatives Ed Propst's Open Government Act request that was filed can be fulfilled, allowing the public to see all of what IPI is protecting. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell. It's that moment that many of us have been waiting for. History is made as the Grand Mariana yacht has finally been towed from the lagoon and set at Charlie Dock.
Super Typhoon U2 swept over the Marianas on October 24th and 25th, causing destruction to anything in its path, including the yacht Grand Mariana, owned by Imperial Pacific International. High winds swept the vessel into the lagoon, where it has been stationed ever since.
The challenge here certainly is the location. It came in, with typhoon force winds, so it didn't just float in. It came, at 180 to 200 miles an hour. So it was put there pretty forcefully. It's also quite shallow. The deepest part there is about 2 meters or 6 feet tall. So the challenge is removing the vessel and the pollution threat without doing worse damage with the equipment.
The Grand Mariana was successfully floated on July 10th around 3:30 p.m., where the boat was towed to the Charlie Dock by the professional salvage company Resolve Marine Group, who spent 3 days prepping the boat and removing it from the couple of feet of sand it was buried in.
So it happened yesterday afternoon during high tide and processed through roller bags. So we use these big bags to inflate and then roll the vessel to deeper water. So it's been a bit of a process, a couple of days here now that we've been using a tow line and roller bags and slowly shifted her to deeper water.
As you can see here behind me, the lagoon is emptied of the yacht owned by Imperial Pacific International. But the question many have is why it took so long to get it towed.
The timing of it, it did seem like it took a while. That was time to work through the environmental consultation, the permitting process, plan the vessel and pollution removal, develop the scope of work and bids for contracting, and then once the contracts were awarded through the insurance company, to mobilize response resources and personnel.
Commander Cox says it was IPI and their insurance company that paid for the removal of the vessel.
So the Coast Guard initially did take over the case, did a federally directed pollution response. In this case, we were able to work with the owners, their insurance company, and then eventually the salvage companies they hired to have them as the lead with federal oversight instead of us being the lead, which is the preferred method for any pollution removal.
It dug itself a nice little trench, so that kind of caused a little difficulties for us, so we had to get up and out of that trench.
But there was not as much damage as expected.
At the bottom of the boat, along the hull, HULL, under the hull, along some of those tanks, there were hole breaches or cracks through the hull, and that's what had to be patched. But before, we couldn't get to it without really lifting it.
The vessel was towed by the tug the Chamorro and is now waiting to be transferred.
It's afloat and moored at the pier, waiting to be loaded onto a heavy lift vessel to go to a dry dock that'll be outside of the United States.
Cox says the grounding of the vessel is still under investigation, and at this time they have no comment on the fines given to the owner of the ship. Reporting for KSPN2, I'm Ashley McDowell.
The Marpy land lease is still awaiting the final approval from the Attorney General. The awardee that was selected was Grand Marianas, that Imperial Pacific International CNMI is under. This is for the operator agreement of the Marpy land lease for 1 year.
As soon as we get information that all of the lease documents and permits have a requirement of legal sufficiency signature. So with the AG's required signature, we forward it to him, and we have a meeting again, like I said, this week to kind of discuss that further. And then we'll go from there. Yeah, there were some things that there was some time frame that. About a month and about 5 weeks that Grand Mariana had asked for an extension, and so that also ate into the delay. But other than that, we've already submitted what we needed to, and we'll go from there.
D'Argezo says discussions are continuing between DPL and the Attorney General about the lease. A letter written by the Northern Marianas Descent Council and addressed to House Speaker B.J. Attal and the Marianas Public Land Board of Trustees expresses concerns on House Bill 21-44.
The purpose of the bill is to financially support the bond obligations and retirement fund settlement payments. The House Speaker received a letter from the governor requesting a $15 million line of credit through the Marianas Public Land Trust. Last month, MPLT approved the release of the $15 million, but wanted it to be called a loan instead of a line of credit. In the letter dated July 10, 2019, interim chairman of the NMD Council, Juan R. Castro, stated the concerns of many dissents about MPLT's apparent intention to lend the CNMI government money from the trust, and questioned the prudence and legality of the proposition. The letter states, quote, "The legislature should proceed with great caution with any legislative proposals to approve such borrowing. The legislature has already abdicated its constitutional authority and responsibility to maintain control over the public purse by granting the governor essentially unlimited reprogramming authority," end quote. The letter goes on stating, quote, "Why it should be necessary or permitted to also allow the administration to also invade by borrowing the trust corpus built by constitutional mandate from the revenues proceeding from public lands collectively owned by NMDs is extremely difficult to fathom," end quote. The letter was stamped and received by the office of the Speaker this morning.
Coming up, we take a look at the occupancy rates for the hotels in Saipan, and it is looking up. Find out more after the break.
Get your daily serving of 4G LTE data with IT&E's daily prepaid plans. Choose from the best priced plans in the Marianas. Get 1 gigabyte of data for $2.50 a day, or choose a $1.50 or $2 plan. Need more data? Top up. Get 100 megabytes for $1 or 1 gigabyte for $10. Visit any IT&E store or call us to learn more and ask about our prepaid loyalty plan. IT&E. Explore your world.
At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded, or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. The Hotel Association of the Northern Mariana Islands has released the occupancy rate for June of this year, and it's looking positive.
According to a release from HANMI, for June 2019, the occupancy rate among the 11 member hotels is at 87.92% average. That is a 5% increase for HANMI hotels when compared to June of 2018. But due to the closure of Mariana Resort and Spa and the Coral Ocean Golf Resort, with effects of Super Typhoon U2, the actual number of rooms sold in June 2019 dropped 8% when compared to June 2018. Hanmi Chairwoman Gloria Kavanaugh says, quote, "We continue to seek the opportunity to renew public land leases for our major hotel members on public land. Fiesta Resort and Spa, which has only 2 years left to operate, and Hyatt Regency Saipan, which has 2.5 years. This will assure continued revenue for the Commonwealth and help bolster confidence in our destination by both visitors and investors," end quote. Average room rates for June this year are at $135.17, when June 2018 room rates were about the same at $135.41. Hanmi's monthly statistical reports include the hotel's Aqua Resort Club, Aquarius Beach Tower, Century Hotel, Grand Rio Resort Saipan, Fiesta Resort and Spa, Hyatt Regency Saipan, Kanoa Resort Saipan, Kensington Hotel Saipan, Lau Lau Bay Golf and Resort, Saipan World Resort, and Pacific Islands Club Saipan.
Another alleged child sex abuse case gets filed on Guam, but this one has roots in Saipan. Nestor Lecanto and the KUAM News team has the report.
Hafare Sinamai, here's what's making news on Guam. Another clergy child sex abuse complaint has been filed in Guam District Court. The victim was identified as JJ to protect his privacy. Court documents state that JJ was a minor when he was sexually molested by Capuchin priest Father Daniel Cristobal, who is now deceased. The complaint alleges that the first assault occurred in 1961 while JJ was attending Mount Carmel Elementary and Middle School in Saipan. It further alleges that when JJ traveled to Guam the following year to look into possibly attending the Territorial College, he encountered Cristobal again during a mass at St. Anthony Church in Tamuning. Cristobal is alleged to have sexually molested JJ multiple times while he was on island. The complaint also alleges that the Archdiocese of Agana, St. Anthony's Church, and the Capuchins were aware of Cristobal's sexual abuse, but that they deliberately remained quiet to protect him, thereby, quote, placing their loyalty above their duty to protect the minor children and their legal responsibilities. JJ is seeking a trial by jury and up to $5 million in damages. He is being represented by the Lujan and Wolf law firm. The Guam National Guard has over 100 members looking for a job, but as Tomas Maglonia reports, it's one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country.
Just 10% of soldiers and airmen in the Guam National Guard are unemployed. It's one of the lowest rates in the country. With over 1,400 members, just roughly 140 of them are without a job.
We're always trying to help our soldiers and airmen not only get jobs, but probably get better jobs to improve their situation for themselves and their families.
Public Affairs Officer Major Josephine Blas says the Guard sees the numbers fluctuate with increasingly newer and younger recruits straight out of high school. The Guard also actively trains in areas such as writing resumes and interviewing techniques.
If they do get the opportunity for an interview, we try to increase the percentage of them getting hired just by preparing them in advance.
The Guard runs 2 programs to assist its members, the National Guard Employment Support Program and Citizen Soldiers for Life, geared towards recruitment specific to members. Still, overall, employment can be a struggle, especially after a deployment. Blas says the unemployment can rise to 50%, even if members are protected by a government act.
Sometimes they go on deployment and they're just not sure what to expect when they get back, so they'll quit their job. And so when they return, we want to make sure that they have a continued monetary, they're able to provide for their families.
Their ultimate goal is for soldiers and airmen to thrive, knowing they'll be welcome back home. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tomas Manglonia.
And stay connected via our KUAM mobile news app. Follow us on any of the social media platforms and sign up for our weekly email newsletter, KUAM Digital Digest, on KUAM.com. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Thank you, Lester. A local program note to pass along tonight. Following the news, you can see the Liberation Day parade right here in Saipan.
Welcome to the July 4th, 2019 Liberation Day Beach Road Parade. It's a hot, sunny afternoon. It rained a little bit this morning, but it went away, and that's a sign of good luck.
It is. So good luck, good parade, good people. Now let's watch.
KSPN2 presents the 2019 4th of July Liberation Day Parade. The parade airing will debut Thursday evening after the KSPN2 news. Replays will run on weekends at 12:30 and 6:30 in the evenings, and the weekdays Tuesday and Thursday at 12:30 and 6:30. The 4th of July parade was one of the most colorful and festive ever, and you can see it in its entirety right here on KSPN2.
Hey, coming our way. Oh, yes.
It looks like the Lion won that match.
I think so.
Fierce. Come, look at this, B-52. All right, here comes the fan holding.
Fan holdings. Competition flow. Oh, get the competition.
Oh, they're coming over to the 13 fishermen. Oh, look at this. Ashley. They are giving flowers at the 13 Fishermen Memorial. This is,
wow.
I don't know if this is tradition or not. I've never seen this. I've never been at this particular spot.
You know what? How lucky are we just to be in this spot to watch this happen? Beautiful.
Well, I hope you watch and enjoy the parade. Ashley and I just really had a great time commentating. All right, coming up, Loving Hands has the loving touch. Lovable Sports is next.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Bubblegum Shrimp Company opens daily at 11 a.m. Located on Beach Road in the heart of Garapan.
You can get $250 for your old sofa set right now. It doesn't matter if it stinks, or if it's stained, or if it's out of style. You can get $250 trade-in credit for your old sofa set. Get a new sofa set right now with no stink, no stains, and lots of style. Come see us today at Dial Rent-To-Own.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, day 4 of the Pacific Games in Samoa. Let's check in with Team NMI.
A 16th Pacific Games report from Samoa. A lot of upsets in men's tennis. All the seeded teams are out, except the Northern Marianas. Yesterday, the boys dominated Kiribati. Ken Song, he won 6-love, 6-love. Colin Sinclair won 6-love, 6-4. Colin and Robbie Shore won the doubles over Nauru and Kiribati, while Ken and Robbie won their doubles over Nauru. Girls lost to Papua New Guinea yesterday, but they defeated the Cook Islands today. Isabel Harris and Carol Lee winning singles, while Carol and Malika Miyawaki took the doubles. Tomorrow, the NMI men versus Tahiti, with the winner advancing to the gold medal match. Also tomorrow, a big day, or should we say a long day for 2 NMI paddlers. Coach Jason Tarkong has the details.
On Friday will be the long distance. We have Maya Duenas, who will be doing the long distance for the women, and we have Jack On doing the long distance for the men. It's both races about 10 miles each, and they'll be fighting the wind I think in a triangle. So they'll be heading west, north, then back east to the finish line. And the wind really picked up these past couple days, so it's not an easy course, but they're ready for it. They've trained hard, so I'm looking forward to, good things.
Anamayan team badminton finishes with a 1-3 record, defeating Samoa, but getting shut out by gold medalist Fiji, silver medalist New Caledonia, and bronze medalist Tahiti. So, yes, the road to the team badminton medals went right through the Northern Marianas. A 16th Pacific Games report from Samoa.
When one thinks of sports team's name, you think of Warriors, Sharks, Wildcats, something fierce. I'm pretty sure you'd have a hard time finding a team named Loving Hands, unless you watch KSPN2.
That ship sitting offshore symbolizes this game. Which team will stay and which team will sail away? Loving Hands, a steal, a drive, a pull-up. Elimination game. Every bucket counts more. June Alipio twists the twine, but it was below the rusty rim. Moreta beats that defense back for 2 points. Final seconds of the third quarter. Loving Hands can't connect, but they had a 14-point lead, and then they expanded that by 2 more at the beginning of the fourth. Period.
Stolen by Adi to his dash. Number 24, good for 2, open layup. Pates, di ba sumember? Stolen na naman para kay number 69. Masyadong mainit-init ang laban.
June Tabor can flat out shoot the rock. Far East for 3. Nah, how about for 2? All right, book it. But the portable clock was ticking. Far East made it interesting in the end. Before coming up short, Loving Hands advances 88-82. Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Let's roll at Gold's Gym Saipan with group exercise for every body. Total Resistant Exercise, or TRX, helps develop your core and improve strength. And Zumba toning is probably the funnest way to get fit. The Shake Cafe is a great place to stop by for a meal replacement or supplements. Today is the first day of the rest of your life.
All right, another hot day at 4 o'clock at the airport this afternoon. It was 91 degrees. The heat index 103, the low 80. Humidity 61% tomorrow, partly cloudy. Some scattered showers, more rain coming in with a 60% chance of precipitation. Easterly winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, high 90, low 79. Seas 2 to 4 feet. Sunrise at 5:53. A low tide at 10:38 in the morning. A high tide at 5:25, followed by a sunset. Another gorgeous sunset. You see that one last night? 6:51.
It was very beautiful.
A lot of pictures on the social media for that one.
Oh yeah, I know. I took a bunch of them too. It was very beautiful. It looked like rays of pink sky.
Yeah, I love the
watercolors.
rays.
But Bob, I think it is time for us to go. But
Not you. You don't go. Just stay. Keep the TV on.
you want to see what's after this show, the Liberation Day Parade.
All right. Good night.
Have a great night.